Hi there, this is Solitary Ronin from Solitary Ronin Films, and welcome to another video. I just wanted to talk about Deaf Crocdile, as you do. Recently I did a random review of Pragnites, which is Deaf Crocdile spine number 12. This is just an amazing Czech anthology film. You can go check out the review. Just tremendous imagery, lots of fun, with terrific extras. Deaf Crocdile are a sister label of Vinegar Syndrome, and Vinegar Syndrome recently had a sale. I'm not really that bothered about Vinegar Syndrome itself. I think I only have one, and that's because it's a Christopher Walken film. But they did have a sale on all their sister labels, and Deaf Crocdile is intriguing because they do lots of like Czech stuff and Russian films and French films that are a little bit offbeat and seem quite far up my alley. So unfortunately I didn't buy direct from Deaf Crocdile, which you can do. Just because their postage to the UK was quite high. It's not terrible, but Vinegar Syndrome, if you spent over a certain amount, you get the postage free, the shipping free, from the US to the UK. I mean, these titles with the slip, as we know, Vinegar Syndrome is almost more famous for their slip covers than the actual films. So on eBay they're generally about £30, the slipcover editions, or £25 to £30. But I essentially got them in the sale for a lot cheaper than that. Plus again the free shipping. So I'm just going to go through the titles. I haven't seen any of these apart from Pragnites, obviously, which was awesome. And I'll maybe just go through the extras because most of them are absolutely stacked with extras, but I'll go through that as we go along. So spine number 1 is The Unknown Man of Shandigor, which is a Swiss film in French by Jean-Louis Roy. And as you can see, if you're familiar with the first couple of films of Jeunet, you may recognise a couple of faces. So as the nice and boss slipcovers that Vinegar Syndrome are famous for, even though this is Deaf Crocdile. Again, you get alternate artwork. So this one is in French. These are Region A. You do get booklets. So this one is about a crazed scientist who invents a device to sterilise all nuclear weapons. Sounds actually quite interesting. This also stars Serge Gainsbourg as a leader of a sect of bald turtleneck wearing assassins. It sounds intriguing enough, doesn't it? This is a 4K print or restoration from it. Sorry, it's not a 4K disc. There's commentaries, essays. There's a new interview with Francois Roy, the wife of the director, for 17 minutes. There's a 1967 ultra rare making of documentary from Swiss TV. And there's a restored trailer. So that one sounds rather intriguing, as do all of these. So that's spine number 1, The Unknown Man of Shandigor. And then number 4, this currently goes for about £50 on eBay. because this is actually a box set, if you will. This is the Time-Bending Mysteries of Sharam Mokri. So this is 4 Iranian films from the 2010s. So they're not actually that old. And again, lovely sturdy cardboard. And again, you get a booklet with the 4 discs. So again, in the sale, this was pretty much half price from what it's going on eBay for. So these 4 films, one's a slasher, we've got a political thriller, we've got a sci-fi vampire film, and we've kind of got it says an offbeat Jarmusch meets Tarantino indie mystery. Abbas Kiarostami was apparently a big fan. So we have Ashcan, The Charmed Ring and Other Stories, which is 92 minutes from 2008. We have Fish and Cat from 2013. We have Invasion, which is the vampire film, from 2017. And we have Careless Crime from 2020. But the bonus features, it's quite ridiculous. This one has a 4-part video interview with Mokri, the director, which is 225 minutes long. So it's 3.5 hours. And there's behind the scenes footage, and there's a new commentary with Mokri on Careless Crime. But there's pretty much a 3.5 hour career spanning interview with the director. So again, because there's time travel involved and just some weirdness, this just sounds very interesting and very up my street. Then we have 2 Russian films, both by Karen Shakarazov. I'm probably butchering that. So we've got Zero Grad, again with a bit of a cheeky cover. And again, that's the more sensible cover. And again, this one sounds, that's a bit cheeky on the inside. This one sounds rather interesting as well. It's part Kafka, part Agatha Christie, and part Monty Python. What more do you need? This is a 2K restoration. It's got an interview with the director. It's got a commentary track with Sam Dane and a booklet. So again, that's Russian and English. And then the second film by the director is Spine Number 9. This is The Assassin of the Tsar with Malcolm McDowell. Again, lovely bit of cardboard. That's the alternate artwork. That's the back. And this is set in a mental institute, and McDowell is a patient who claims that he assassinated 2 Russian tsars. And there's a police officer who's investigating his claims. This has a 2K restoration of the English language version of the film, which is 104 minutes. It also has a 2K restoration of the Russian language version of the film, which is 102 minutes. There's an hour-long interview with Malcolm McDowell, a brand new one, moderated by Dennis Bartok of Deaf Crocdile Films. There's a new hour-long interview with the director, moderated by Dennis Bartok. There's a new commentary track with Sam Dane and an essay by Walter Chaw. So that one is loaded. So there's 2 different versions of the film, English, but it's got an hour-long interview with Malcolm McDowell. So looking forward to watching that. And then finally, it's another Russian film. This is number 11, and this is one of those fairy tale epics. There's a couple in the Deaf Crocdile backlog. This is Tale of Tsar Sultan, Again, just a beautiful artwork in these solid bits of cardboard, and that's the alternate artwork. And some of the images from this film look certainly up my street. Obviously, I have recently went down the Czechoslovakian folktale route, which is a wonderful rabbit hole to go down. So this one has a 2K restoration. There's an hour-long interview with the visual effects artist and film historian Robert Shotak. There's a commentary with author Stephen Binsett, and there's a new essay. So again, that's in Russian as well. So that's The Tale of Tsar Sultan. That one's from 1967. And again, just beautiful artwork on them. So I am intrigued by all of these titles. As I said, the first one that I got and watched, Prague Nights, I would highly recommend if you love anthology and just fantasy, beautiful imagery. It's just absolutely wonderful. And no doubt, if these are equally as awesome, you may see these popping up in the odd random review. I think Deaf Crocdile might be a dangerous animal for me to corral, but we'll see how I get on with this pile. But it was certainly worth imbibing in the Vinegar Syndrome sale. Obviously, if you're not bothered with slipcovers, you can get them cheaper. If you actually just want the film, I know that's a crazy concept. But certainly Deaf Crocdile, if you're of a certain if you're a certain way inclined, hopefully you may get a lot of enjoyment out of Deaf Crocdile, and if you're not, you probably won't. So on that bombshell, I'll leave you. Please let me know if you have any Deaf Crocdile releases and any you'd recommend that aren't in that pile, and hopefully you'll join me again for more random videos. This is Solitary Ronin from Solitary Ronin Films, saying farewell.